Inboxzero is an email time management method that we're going to cover in this course. It was created by Merlin Mann, and it's based on the principle that every time you open your mailbox, you should attempt to get your inbox down to 0 messages. So that means taking action on every message in your mailbox just one time, so that when you close your mailbox, close the browser, you have 0 new messages in your inbox. How can this be done? Well, again, the principle is only touch emails once. So you read an email and then you either delete it or take an action or do something with that email. It doesn't just sit in your mailbox and you keep coming back to it and saying, oh, I really should do something with this. Start by deleting all emails older than X days. I'm going to say older than 30 days. In the pace of which we work these days, 30 days is a long time to go without answering an email. If you haven't answered an email or taken action on an email and it's been 30 days, chances are that email or that action is obsolete by now. If that person really wanted to get a hold of you, they probably would have called you or sent you another email. So to start this Inboxzero, we're just going to purge all of the messages older than 30 days. Here is my inbox. Today is July 18th, so I'm going to purge all of the messages from May 18th or before. I can go ahead and just select these messages in my inbox. I could do a search as well to search for all of these older messages. I'm not going to delete because this is Gmail. I'm just going to go ahead and archive. So those messages are no longer in my inbox. I don't have to deal with them. All I need to worry about is the 15 messages in my inbox. Okay, well that felt good. So for all new emails, we're going to take an action. We're either going to delete it. So if it's something that you don't need, if it's just a notification or a reminder, delete it. Or we're going to delegate it, meaning that we don't need to perform an action on this. Somebody else should do this. So here we go. I got an invitation. I'm going to delegate this to my assistant. I'm going to send it to Pam and say, please add to my calendar. This is sent. I'm going to go ahead and now I can delete or archive this message. There we go. So I delegated. Or I can defer. So if I defer, it means I'm going to put it into some kind of action folder or some kind of label where I know I will come back to it. Here is this lunch form. I need to create a Google form. And I'm going to go ahead and defer this. I'm going to put it in my calendar label. So when I add something to my @calendar label, it means this is something I need to put on my calendar to do. And once a day, I'll come through my @calendar label and I will take care of putting these things on my calendar. Or there's do. So if it's something I can do right now, I should just do it and then remove the email. So here is this message. It's my quarantine summary. I want to deliver this message. Okay. And now I can delete it. So I've taken care of the action required. Delete, delegate, defer, or do. So every time you touch an email, you're going to do one of those 4 actions. Some of the systems that help you with this are reference folders. So if I've got certain projects, like this goes with the Linda video project, so I'll put it in its project label, Linda videos, then I'll archive it. Great, no longer in my inbox. Or maybe it needs to go into my photo label or my quarantine label. So see, I'm just going through these messages, applying labels, and archiving the message, removing it from my inbox. You can also use action labels like follow up, to print, to read, to review. So this is something I want to read, so I will put it in my to read label. So that was a reference folder or an action folder, or a reference label and an action label. It's also helpful to use autoresponders, so you can set up autoresponders or canned responses. So if you get certain kinds of messages, maybe like an email about a resume or requesting information about a certain project, you can set up an autoresponder that automatically gets sent out with the information the person needs, or maybe frequently asked questions. So if you get emails a lot where people are asking the same questions, create a canned response or a web page with frequently asked questions. When you respond to the email, instead of having to type out the answer again, you can just give the information for the link to the frequently asked questions. So those are systems that will help you, and some of these are built in, like the canned responses feature of Gmail, where you can choose a canned response, insert that, and then you don't have to type that out each time. You can just send it. This helps you move through your email very quickly, especially the do portion. So that's the inboxzero method.